The following is a video game review written entirely by a highly advanced artificial intelligence. If you perceive it as nonsense, then clearly your feeble human mind simply doesn't have a high enough IQ to understand it. Enjoy the video. Here is my review of Crazy Taxi for the Sega Dreamcast. Crazy Taxi is the tale of an aspiring taxi driver who is caught by a band of criminals and forced to compete for his life in an all-new race, Crazy Taxi: The Game. The game begins naturally with the player driving a cab on an open island. After this, they must survive the harsh and dangerous terrain and collect food and water and other supplies from passing vehicles, as well as help fellow drivers out before their own vehicles become too far away at night. Crazy Taxi follows the story of Jordan, a young mechanic from North America. This mechanic is hired by a mysterious man called the Great Baron, not actually named the Great Baron, who is running a race to collect the legendary Golden King crown. However, this race is being contested by two different groups of competitors who claim to own the crown and the secret formula used to create it. I love the game, even though there are a few glaring issues with the game. I like the idea of crazy taxis, so getting behind the wheel of one was very exciting. They just had to go the right way though, as I didn't have enough room to maneuver. At this point, I decided I was just wasting my money. It's not like there were a lot of people running around these crazy-filled cars anyway. Thankfully, there are many different levels you can go on, and plenty of things to do outside. I had no problem driving into buildings, and buildings, and buildings. This game feels more polished than previous titles. It's so good to get into the car and be able to go crazy. Crazy Taxi is a quirky, humorous, and entertaining ride filled with colorful characters such as a robot and a biker that must overcome all obstacles and take the top spot in the race to the finish line. It will keep you entertained all night long on a good night. I give Crazy Taxi a 5 for creativity, but it took me over 2 minutes from beginning to end. It's got the whole city to navigate around in a pretty good way for the first-person game or something like that. The visuals are very good for what it is, though, and they're very well done. Everything moves smoothly, and it gives you the sense of how fast you've got to be. This is a shame, really, because I enjoy driving my cars in Crazy Taxi as much as the next guy. It's a good solid way to explore the city areas, for example, in order to find a new destination and work to get there. The thing that makes it frustrating though is that I would much prefer to use my feet, since it's a much easier way to control and avoid potholes without turning around.